blind.
No shit.
When I say just business, I mean that I love you.
What the fuck?
Carl C.J. Johnson, the protagonist of GTA San Andreas, stands out as the most beloved character in the Grand Theft Auto series. Unlike other protagonists in the franchise, CJ's relatability is rooted in his humble beginnings. He didn't inherit wealth or power, instead he worked tirelessly to earn respect. This struggle, coupled with his down-to-earth demeanor and self-deprecating humor, makes him incredibly relatable to fans. His journey in GTA San Andreas, marked by personal loss and betrayal, adds depth to his character, making his story not just one of crime and power but also of personal growth and resilience. Today we are going to explore his entire life, from his childhood to his retirement years. Before we share the insights of today's topic, please do us a good deed by liking and subscribing. It greatly helps us. Thank you. Let's begin.
So you know what you can do for me, man? You can fuck off, pendejo, and then maybe we cool.
No, you fuck off. I'm talking to my sister.
Exploring his life before the GTA San Andreas game. Carl C.J. Johnson's life began in the vibrant, tumultuous streets of Los Santos. Born to Beverly Johnson, a woman whose strength held the family together, Carl grew up in a world where the shadow of a father he never knew loomed large. His siblings, Sean, Kendall, and Brian, shared the Johnson house with him, a place not just of residence but of memories and unspoken histories. It was here, in this house filled with life's complexities, that Carl's character was shaped. Sweet, his older brother, often reminded Carl that he was born in this very home. Despite being the man of the house, Sweet's presence brought a certain tension, a kind of misery that Carl couldn't shake off. Their family friend, Old Reese, the local barber in Ganton, often shared stories of Carl's father. These tales were a strange mix of presence and absence, a father figure he knew only through secondhand stories. To Joey Leone, Carl once confessed his ignorance of his father, reinforcing Sweet's role as the dominant male figure in his life. Yet, it wasn't just family dynamics that colored Carl's childhood. A peculiar, somewhat traumatic incident left an indelible mark on him. As Carl confided to Woozy during an episode titled Amphibious Assault, a childhood swim resulted in a bizarre and horrifying encounter. A condom stuck to his face.
Listen, man. When I was a kid, swimming off the Santa Maria, I once got a condom stuck to my face.
It was an experience so grotesque and startling that it instilled in him a deep-seated aversion to swimming, a fear that clung to him just as stubbornly as that unwanted appendage in the water. In these formative years, within the walls of the Johnson house and the streets of Los Santos, Carl C.J. Johnson's life was being scripted, a blend of family drama, urban survival, and personal fears, shaping the man he was to become. In the heart of Los Santos, on a cul-de-sac where the urban landscape met the trials of life, the Johnson siblings, along with their childhood friends Big Smoke and Ryder, forged bonds that would last a lifetime. From a young age, these streets witnessed the unfolding of their lives, with Ryder stepping into the drug trade as early as 10 years old. Sweet, the eldest Johnson sibling, emerged as a natural leader. He steered the Grove Street families, a local gang that came to be both respected and feared.
So what you saying? You don't respect me? What I'm saying is, speak up, nigga. I'm hungry.
Ah, man.
Under his influence, CJ and possibly Brian, the youngest of the Johnsons, were drawn into the complex and perilous world of gang life. This was a time of power and influence for the Grove Street families, but it was a power that would not go unchallenged. In 1985, the gang found itself under the oppressive thumb of Frank Tenpenny, a corrupt officer of the crash unit. His partner, Officer Eddie Pulaski, likely stood by his side, marking the beginning of a period of decline for the Grove Street families. Between the years of 1987 and 1992, the gang's influence waned, weakened by internal and external pressures. Amidst this turmoil, a personal tragedy struck the Johnson family. In 1987, Brian, the youngest Johnson, died under circumstances shrouded in mystery and guilt. The exact cause of his death remained unspoken, but the family's grief was tainted with blame. Sweet, burdened with sorrow, accused Carl of failing to save Brian, a charge that alienated Carl from the family and the gang. Carl's departure from Los Santos led to a physical and metaphorical distance from his past. Big Smoke would later comment on Carl's changed appearance, noting how the East Coast seemed to have thinned him out. Yet Carl's journey was more than a physical transformation. It was a departure from a life once defined by family, friendship, and allegiance to the Grove Street families. The path to redemption and reintegration into the gang and his family would be a long and challenging one, marked by the struggles and realities of life in Los Santos. Carl's departure from Los Santos, in the wake of the tragedy that took his brother Brian, marked the beginning of a new chapter in his life. Seeking distance from the painful memories and unresolved conflicts back home, he found himself in Liberty City, a place vastly different from the sun-drenched streets of Los Santos. In Liberty City, Carl sought to reinvent himself, to start anew away from the shadows of his past. It was here, in the bustling and often ruthless streets of this new city, that he crossed paths with Joey Leone. Joey, the son of Salvatore Leone, the revered don of the Leone crime family, introduced Carl to a world he was all too familiar with, yet distinctly different in its workings. Carl quickly found his footing in the car theft business, working alongside Joey. This venture into the world of grand auto theft marked a significant shift in Carl's life. He was no longer the gang member from Grove Street. He was now carving out a niche in the intricate and dangerous world of organized crime. Besides car theft, Carl involved himself in various small-time criminal activities, honing his skills and building a reputation in this new city. Liberty City presented him with opportunities and challenges, a testing ground where he could redefine himself, away from the expectations and judgments of those he had left behind in Los Santos. In this period of Carl's life, the experiences and skills he gained, the relationships he forged, and the choices he made in the underbelly of Liberty City would all play a crucial role in shaping his future, preparing him for the eventual return to his roots, to a home that he had left but never really escaped.
After 5 years on the East Coast, it was time to go home.
Welcome to Los Santos Airport.
What's up?
Carl is sweet.
What's up, sweet? What you want?
Return to San Andreas. The year 1992 brought a pivotal and tragic turn in Carl C.J. Johnson's life. His mother, Beverly Johnson, was tragically killed in a drive-by shooting orchestrated by the Ballas, the notorious rivals of the Grove Street families. This heartbreaking news was relayed to Carl by Sweet, prompting his return to Los Santos for the funeral. Carl's homecoming was anything but warm. Upon arrival, he was intercepted and arrested by members of Crash, Frank Tenpenny, Eddie Pulaski, and Jimmy Hernandez. In a manipulative power play, they threatened to frame Carl for the murder of Officer Ralph Pendlebury.
This is a weapon, Officer Pulaski, that was used to gun down a police officer not 10 minutes ago. Officer Pendlebury. A fine man, I might add.
A crime they themselves committed. This coercion forced Carl into a corner, where he had to work for Crash to avoid being framed. Reuniting with Big Smoke at the Johnson house, Carl eventually met with his siblings and friends. It quickly became clear that the Grove Street families had diminished in power during his absence. The rise of the crack cocaine epidemic had weakened the gang, and Sweet's leadership had faltered without Carl's support. Determined to restore the gang's status, CJ and Sweet embarked on a relentless mission. This journey involved reuniting fractured alliances with the Seville and Temple families and the Aztecas leader Cesar Villalpando, who had started a romantic relationship with Kendall.
Come here, baby girl.
Hey, get your dirty hands off my sister.
What is wrong with you?
Holmes, you're acting like she's your woman, eh? She's with me, cabron. So chill the f*** out.
Their efforts were focused on eradicating the Ballas and re-establishing Grove Street's dominance. During this time, Carl also crossed paths with OG Locke, a comical figure with ambitions of becoming a rapper.
Perpetrate like he banging.
Think he hard. Look at him.
Boy, I tell you.
I know that fool can't be serious.
Carl's involvement, albeit indirectly, led to the downfall of rap superstar Mad Dog's career. The gang, nearing the pinnacle of its resurgence, planned an ambitious attack on the Ballas. However, this moment of triumph was marred by a shocking revelation from Caesar. Ryder and Big Smoke had betrayed the gang, colluding with Crash and the Ballas. Carl, sensing danger, rushed to the planned ambush, only to find Sweet grievously wounded in a trap laid by their enemies. Despite Carl's efforts to fend off the Ballas and save his brother, both were eventually arrested by Crash. In the aftermath, the Grove Street families and the Barrios Los Aztecas almost vanished from the scene. Big Smoke rose to power, leading a drug empire and controlling Los Santos. Simultaneously, OG Locke achieved fame and wealth as a rapper, with Big Smoke laundering money through his career. The streets of Los Santos were now under a new, more ominous shadow, a far cry from the brotherhood and loyalty that once defined the Grove Street families.
Hey man, I owe you my life.
Carl finds love and his slow takeover, San Andreas. In a dramatic turn of events, Crash, the corrupt police unit, abandoned Carl in the rural area of Whetstone. This move was part of their scheme to eliminate a witness threatening their operations. Meanwhile, the media was buzzing with the trial of Crash putting their corruption under intense public scrutiny. During this tumultuous period, Cesar introduced Carl to his cousin Catalina.
I'm looking for a friend of mine's cousin, Mexican guy. He ain't here.
You? But Cesar said you was a real man.
A woman teetering on the edge of mental instability. Their relationship, unconventional and adrenaline-fueled, was built on the robberies they committed together.
I think I love you.
Shit.
This alliance took a peculiar turn when Tenpenny, a key member of Crash, involved Carl in a scheme to frame a district attorney, a move that would benefit Tenpenny's crooked operations. As part of this convoluted plan, Carl was introduced to the Truth, an aging hippie deeply involved in the marijuana trade. Tenpenny, betraying the Truth, forced Carl to finance a weed shipment, pushing him back into the criminal partnership with Catalina. Catalina, now harboring an obsessive crush on Carl, felt neglected and expressed her frustration, revealing her new romantic involvement with Claude.
This Carl? This is my new man. Are you jealous? Are you going to fight for me?
In a twist of fate, Carl encountered Wu Zimu, leader of the San Fierro Triads, during a street race. This meeting would prove significant, as Wu Zimu would become a strong ally. Carl's victory in the race against Catalina and Claude earned him a decrepit garage in San Fierro, which he traveled to with the Truth and the marijuana cargo.
You know what? If you ever find yourself in San Fierro...
Upon reaching San Fierro, Carl was disappointed with the state of the garage.
That fucking snake without a tongue gave me this shithole instead of a pink slip.
But Kendall, his sister, saw its potential. With the Truth's connections, Carl brought in Dwayne, Jethro, and Zero to transform the garage into a thriving venture. Carl's alliance with Woozy and San Fierro blossomed, their collaboration focusing on dismantling their enemies. Carl targeted the Loco Syndicate, suppliers to Big Smoke, and the Da Nang Boys, Woozy's rivals. This led to the elimination of key figures, Jizzy B, T-Bone Mendez, and shockingly, Ryder from the Grove Street families. The garage, now a hub for car theft, along with property rentals, brought Carl financial stability. Unexpectedly, Carl received a call from Mike Torino, a presumed dead Loco Syndicate member, who revealed himself as a government agent.
I work for a government agency. It is not important which one. I will try not to confuse you.
Torino offered a deal, Carl's assistance in exchange for Sweet's freedom. Despite keeping this a secret, the Truth discovered Carl at Torino's location and warned him of Torino's untrustworthiness.
Okay.
Do you have any idea what you're doing for Torino?
Nah, I seem to be on the need-to-know basis.
Oh, no, man. Two lies don't cancel each other out. You know that.
Carl was then roped into stealing a jetpack from Area 69 for the Truth's mysterious plans. Carl's journey took him to Las Venturas, where he was welcomed into the Triad's luxurious Four Dragons casino by Woozy. In exchange for his help, Carl was given shares in the casino. They faced fierce competition from the mafia-run Caligula's palace, leading to an elaborate heist plan against them. Carl infiltrated the casino's management, working with Ken Rosenberg and even Don Salvatore Leone, helping them fake their deaths to evade Salvatore's wrath. In a final confrontation with Crash, Carl was forced to eliminate Pulaski and narrowly escaped being killed himself.
Oh. Were you watching, you idiot? Hey, CJ, calm down. You better take me home, CJ.
In a serendipitous encounter, Carl saved the life of Mad Dog, a rap superstar whose career he had inadvertently ruined, marking a moment of redemption amidst the chaos of his life.
Why you just didn't quit, man? We was like family, homie.
I had no choice. I had to do it.
Carl's End. Game. Carl's relentless pursuit of justice and vengeance against Tenpenny and Big Smoke escalated following a pivotal incident. Mad Dog had to sell his mansion to Big Papa, a notorious drug lord. Determined to set things right, Carl returned to Los Santos, reclaiming Mad Dog's mansion by force. Amidst recording sessions for Mad Dog's comeback album, Carl completed his final tasks for Torino, leading to Sweet's release from prison. However, Sweet's homecoming was far from celebratory. He was appalled at Carl's newfound millionaire lifestyle and accused him of abandoning the Grove Street family's cause.
From what's real.
Hey man, shit's up there. You don't want to be in the hood.
No, that's exactly where I want to be.
Sweet wasted no time in dragging Carl back to their roots on Grove Street, determined to revive the gang's influence in the city. As the gang started to regain its power, Carl played a crucial role in revitalizing Mad Dog's career by retrieving his stolen rhyme book from OG Locke. This move not only boosted Mad Dog, but also struck a personal blow to Big Smoke. The city was then rocked by a controversial court decision. The news broadcasted that Tenpenny would walk free due to lack of evidence, igniting citywide riots. Amidst this chaos, the Grove Street families seized the opportunity to reclaim their turf. In a climactic confrontation at Big Smoke's crack palace, Carl faced off against his former friend, ultimately ending Big Smoke's reign.
God, everyone gonna remember my name. Big Smoke. Oh.
The turmoil continued as Carl and Sweet pursued Tenpenny through the rioting city, leading to Tenpenny's demise when his fire truck plummeted from a bridge. The aftermath saw a celebration at the Johnson house, with Mad Dog announcing their first gold record alongside Ken, Kent, and Macaire.
First gold record!
The joyous moment was tinged with differing visions for the future. Sweet prioritized rebuilding Grove Street. Kendall suggested returning to Las Venturas with Woozy, but Carl remained non-committal, simply expressing his desire to reconnect with the neighborhood. This moment reflected Carl's journey full circle, from the heights of criminal empire back to the streets where it all began, leaving him contemplating his path forward in a city forever changed by his actions.
You're dead. Your friends are dead. Your family's dead. I'm gonna fuck you up and your children and your grandchildren.
Well, it's been nice talking to you, but I got some money that needs spending on some expenses.
His life after San Andreas. At the conclusion of his tumultuous journey, Carl C.J. Johnson stands as a young, wealthy man, his life transformed by the events that unfolded in Los Santos, San Fierro, and Las Venturas. His assets and business interests are diverse and significant. He controls the Grove Street family's gang in Los Santos and holds the lucrative contract of the now successful rapper Mad Dog. In San Fierro, he owns a car garage and several other properties, evidence of his entrepreneurial spirit. His stake in the Four Dragons Casino in Las Venturas adds to his considerable wealth. Additionally, he possesses a $60 million jetpack, a token of his complicated involvement with the government. The game hints at an exciting future for Carl and his associates. Mad Dog mentions a worldwide tour, suggesting a continuation of their success in the music industry. Accompanying them are Kent Paul and Macaire, indicating Carl's role in reviving their band and further cementing his influence in the entertainment world. However, an Easter egg in GTA 4 throws a shadow of mystery over Carl's fate, suggesting that he, along with other protagonists from the 3D universe, might be deceased. This reference, while intriguing, is clarified by Rockstar Games as a non-canonical nod to the fans, a playful acknowledgement marking the start of a new era in the game series. Additionally, a billboard in GTA 4 features a character resembling Carl, stylishly dressed in a suit and tie, sipping wine beside the word Frontalot. This subtle nod, while not part of the official storyline, adds to the legend of Carl Johnson, painting a picture of his possible life in a world beyond the boundaries of the game's narrative. These elements, canonical or not, enrich the saga of Carl C.J. Johnson, a character whose journey from the streets of Los Santos to the heights of power and back again captivates players and leaves an enduring mark on the world of gaming. This is the end of today's video, friends. If you liked what we showed in this video, don't hesitate to like and subscribe. See you next time.
See you around, officer.